Hello everyone, welcome back to the Fight Clone YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to prepare yourself for the Pokemon Players Cup 2. On the release of this video, Players Cup 2 should be live. This will be the first day of Players Cup 2 tournament. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the best decks to play and a couple tips to help you succeed at the Players Cup 2. So first we're going to take a list at pretty basic Eternatus list, very straightforward, just, 4 Eternatus line, 4 Crobats. We play 2 Viridian Forest and 11 energy. We really want to get that turn 1 energy attachment and also make sure that we have energy to be able to power Accelerator. We play 2 Dangerous Drills to help deal with, some various tools and special energies. 4 Research, 2 Marnie, 4 Bosses Orders. Pretty consistent list here. 2 Reset Stamp. I really enjoy Reset Stamp. It's really hard to deal with a 340 HP Pokemon when your opponent only has 1 prize card left. So yeah, pretty standard list here. Definitely something I would definitely one of my top picks to play in these Players Cup 2 tournaments. We'll go on to the next deck here. This is another variation of Eternatus, but it's got a little bit more spice. Maybe a little bit less consistent, but maybe has a little bit more overall damage output. We do play the Galarian Slowbro V to put poison damage on. Kind of helps our math against VMAX decks and various other things. We also play 2 Dark City to give us a couple more retreating outs to try and get off that turn 1 Power Accelerator when we go second. I also really enjoy this list. Just having a little bit of extra damage can be very nice for this. Can be very nice to help with our numbers just a little bit there. Next, I have 2 variations of ADPization. This first one is a pretty straightforward build. Just regular play Researches and Marnies, trying to get that turn 1 Altered Creation off. Obviously, ADPization is a very strong deck in this format. Definitely one of the top archetypes, one of the decks you have to be prepared to beat. I do play this list does play 1 Duraludon, help you a little bit against those Alterias and Decidueyes going around. Also play Mawile GX to help disrupt your opponent, things like that. Pretty standard stuff here. Once again, just another very strong deck I would recommend playing to help you grind those tournaments to get those tournament rep points. Next, we also have Clay DP, which is very straightforward Clay ADP deck. This archetype has been popping up a lot more recently. It's a very consistent list and helps you really get that turn 1 Altered Creation going second if you do have to go second. There's not a lot of tricks, not a lot of gimmicks. It's pretty much I'm just going to use ADP and Zacian. And then the last deck, it's definitely another top contender, is Centiskorch. Centiskorch is also just a very powerful deck as well. Obviously one of the best decks in the format, and just being able to load up a bunch of fire energies and attack with G-Max Centinferno. So those are some of the lists I'd play. I recommend playing these decks that are very consistent and have proven to do well. For these tournament grinds, you don't necessarily need to win to get points. You want to just win that first round just to get in the top 4, and ideally you want to win them. But sometimes you just need to make sure that you place at the very least, get some value out of every single one of those tournament keys. So I recommend playing one of these various builds. There are plenty of good decks in the format, but I think for this style of tournament structure, you want to try and play the most consistent decks that you can. You don't want to play around too much with something that's more gimmicky. You don't want to take you want to avoid auto losses if you can. Otherwise, you want to make sure you have good matchups against most of the field. Other than that, have a couple of notes for all of you on how to do well in this. First thing I have is you want to stay calm when you play your games. You want to make sure you are distraction free. You know, you don't want to have a bunch of hustle and bustle going around you. You want to make sure you don't have to take the dogs out. You don't have to deal with any of that stuff. You want to make sure you're focused. These tournaments are important in qualifying for this Players Cup 2. Otherwise, make sure to pace yourself. You don't want to go all out. You don't want to try and get all the tournaments done in one day. You have over a month, well, about a month, to do all 50 tournaments, and you don't want to try and force yourself to cram them all in at the very end. You know, try and get a couple, maybe one a tournament in a day, and then on times that you have more days that you have more time, you can get a couple of them in. You know, or just spend a couple different days grinding it. You don't want to try and do it all in one day. Make sure you pace yourself. It's going to help you play better and stay relaxed. On top of that, don't be afraid to change decks if something isn't working. You know, if maybe the meta just isn't working in favor of your deck. You're hitting a lot of bad matchups over and over and over again. It's okay. It's okay to play something different. You know, you don't have to play the same 60 card list or the deck archetype for every single one of these tournaments. It's okay to change your list between tournaments, and that's important to maintaining keep doing well. You don't want to trap yourself in a bubble by playing the same 60 card list the entire time when it's not going well for you. And last but certainly not least, play something that you're going to have fun playing. You know, you're gonna have to play through a lot of tournaments for this qualifier, and you want to make sure you're having fun while you're doing it. I've always been of the mindset that you're gonna play better when you have fun. And if you're playing a deck you don't really like playing, it's boring to you, or it's just really frustrating to play, you're not gonna play as well as you would if you're having fun. You're gonna be stressing yourself out or not paying attention. And you're gonna make silly misplays that you don't really want to be making for these tournaments. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my Twitch channel, where I will be showing my journey through these Players Cup 2 qualifiers over at twitch.tv/Fyclone. Also, make sure to check out the Pokemon Trope, another YouTube channel I run with my friends. We do a lot of Pokemon content there, pack openings, deck profiles, podcasts. It's super fun. Go check that out. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you take some of my advice and you succeed in this Players Cup 2 qualifier as well. And yeah, good luck to everybody, and have a great day.